We're here. Aaron Whitlow.
I'm Brandon Spivey. Welcome back to the Markout Movie Podcast. What are we doing
Yeah,
today, Aaron?
we are doing Scream 4 2011. Um, and we're also doing stormy weather here in Kentucky. A lot of things is happening around us. Uh, pray for our safety. Right now, it's calm here in Bowling Green. What about in Russellville?
It seems fine right now, but it seemed fine a couple hours ago too. Then it came back. So
It always comes back like Stephen King. Well, like I said, we're doing Scream 4. Uh, but Brandon, you've seen a couple of movies, so I wanted you to
I
real
did.
quick
Yes.
talk about what you watched, and I'll tell you what I watched, and then go from there.
Okay. So I did finish New York Undercover. First three seasons are great. Last season sucked. It's what happens when you kill off important characters. um, But I thought it was a pretty good police procedural show in the early 90s. Um, then I watched Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. And I gotta be honest, a lot of people hate this movie, apparently. Like, I see nothing but negative reviews. I would hate it too if it wasn't for Jonathan Majors, to be
Hmm.
real. Once he shows up, everything changes. The landscape of the film changes. And for me, it's great after he shows up. Um, just felt weird though. Paul Rudd, the jokes didn't land with him
Do you
for the
feel
most
like
part.
this would be on Disney Plus pretty quickly,
Yeah,
or would
because people have stopped going to see it. It was like it dropped like 60 or 70% in the second weekend. So I think it'll be on Disney Plus within a month and a half. So wait, I like the movie, but yeah, wait.
yeah? I'll
I,
wait.
if it wasn't for Dawson, I would have waited anyway. So that's
Yeah,
where I'm at with
yeah. Me and
MCU.
Brandon has collectively discussed this that we are pretty much burnt out with Marvel. Not only just Marvel, I think even DC, like superheroes in general. It just 'cause maybe for us, I don't know if it's because of this, but for me, because we went through all the Marvel stuff, and then like halfway after Endgame, it's hard to kind of keep your interest. Um, Shang-Chi did it, did a little bit, but other than that, even Black Panther for me was like a bust. So
Yeah. Endgame was the end game. There's no topping it. It's went down. Even Shang-Chi, it wasn't as good. It was great. I liked it a lot, but it's not at the level of Endgame or what they were doing before that. It's dropped tremendously. As far as DC goes, you know, it was hit and miss. I like Black Adam. Then everything just kind of fell apart with what they're doing. Now they're blaming the fans if Shazam doesn't continue. So it's like take accountability for your decisions you're making, James Gunn. I don't want to see what he's doing. He's made me not a fan. I just don't want to see what he's doing.
well,
But the last movie I saw was Cocaine Bear, and of course,
oh
600 and something people saw our out of the theater reaction. I thought it was really good. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's much better than Ant-Man and the Wasp. But yeah, I mean, if we could go back a week, what I would tell people to go watch would be go watch a bear eat a lot of cocaine and kill people over whatever Ant-Man and the Wasp are going to be doing. It's more
that
entertaining.
Brandon said, uh, "Bear eats cocaine. Bear kills a lot of people. Bear eats more cocaine. Bear kills a lot of people." Like, it's just like it's what the movie is. It's probably the best thing I've seen in recent weeks. I would say in 2023, that's probably that'll be my most favorite thing that I've seen this year so far. Um, I like Megan. I like Missing, but that was fun. That movie was just fun. It's
Yeah.
like take the brain off, enjoy the movie. That's what that is. I loved it. I also saw on Netflix, We Have a Ghost, which is it wasn't bad. It other people called it E.T. meets or E.T. with a ghost, but I said it's E.T. meets Ghost Dad. Is the best comparison I have. But yeah, I thought it was thought it, the people, the actors in it was pretty good. But it's just it tries to feel like that ET that nobody can copy Spielberg. I mean,
No,
you try to give it a feel, but you can't. But the feel isn't there like Spielberg. You know, it's hard to duplicate Spielberg, man. You know.
I feel you. Oh, hate to interrupt, but I will go ahead and mention it. You know, I saw it, so I'll go ahead and mention it. I did finally watch You People. I didn't hate it as much as Aaron, but I don't look at it as a comedy. As I told him, I look at it as kind of a dramedy. But I worry about Eddie Murphy moving forward in anything he does, especially Beverly Hills Cop 4. I worry about that movie so much.
Yeah, I honestly thought that Eddie, like, I was so looking forward to Coming to America until I seen the title was Coming to America, and also the same guy that did this movie, I think he wrote Coming to America with Eddie Murphy. The same guy that directed You People wrote Coming to America. I kept writing it or something. I just don't find him a good writer. He's not there. I don't like his shows. I don't like Blackish. I don't like any of those shows.
Oh,
I
I know what
think,
you're talking about.
yeah,
I haven't seen Blackish or any of those. I did watch that Black.
hey, yeah, yeah,
I view it the same way I do You People. It's more of a dramedy, more serious
hmm
than funny. The jokes didn't land in that either. So yeah, he's Blackish was very popular. I haven't seen it, but it's very
yeah.
popular. So
It just didn't hit with me. Now I did like in the show. I did like I forget his name. He plays like one of Anthony Anderson's best friends who he works with. I forget his name. Dion something. The comedian.
yeah,
He steals every scene he's in. If you ever watch Blackish, when he pops up, just he's gonna steal every single scene. He's great, and you want more of him uh, than anyone else. And you will tell me this. You're just like, I love this guy. But yeah, um,
that's surprising. I would think Anthony would be great.
oh man,
Unless he's lost his comedic timing too. I mean,
well,
I haven't seen him in anything, so
he's been more serious. It's
yeah.
like what he did with Eddie Murphy and You People. He plays it more serious. Um, but yeah, but we have Ghost. We have a Ghost. I thought it was not bad. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get into our discussion, which is Scream 4. This movie came out 10 years, close to, or a little bit past 10 years, since Scream 3.
Yeah,
So Scream 3 happened in 2000, like 2000, right?
I think so. I
Um,
think it was 2000.
and then this one came out in 2011. So
Yeah, a week
uh,
before Dawson was born.
a week before Dawson was born.
Yeah.
So Kevin Williamson returns as a writer, and this is the last film of Wes Craven before he passed away. Which I like Wes. I thought Wes did an excellent job. Um, yeah, he was Wes Craven, man. He was one of those guys that was able to reinvent John. Like he made he took something like an idea that he thought could have been creepy. And I give Kevin Williamson props as well, but I'm saying Wes's directorial like vision. He was really good at like capturing things.
Hmm.
And so and of course he came with Freddy Krueger was his brainchild, and he's an icon. And then he went on to essentially create another icon in Ghostface. So the guy is like he is great. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we've discussed this in the past, but I kind of I put him up there with Carpenter. Honestly, I didn't used to. I thought he was a few steps behind, but I put him neck to neck with Carpenter now. I What he did with Freddy and just what he did with Ghostface first 4 films. Back hurting?
Yeah. The sitting up straight.
Yeah.
Is hurting back.
But yeah, Wes was he's one of the best, I would say best directors of our generation. I mean, I'm not going to put him up there with Spielberg or anything or Scorsese, but
Well, I'll say that the difference between like a Wes Craven and a John Carpenter and a Steven Spielberg and other people is Steven essentially he was able to have a toe in different genres and still like be like great.
yeah,
And not only that, Spielberg as a producer still breathes through the screen. Even though he didn't direct the project, you can still feel his essence. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? In stuff that he's attached to. And so I don't think no one else has that type of. No, maybe it's just maybe we romanticize Steven Spielberg, but I just feel that way when it comes to his stuff and stuff that he's attached to.
I agree, 100%. But this was Wes's last film. I didn't
Yeah,
realize it was his last film.
yeah.
Did I think he went out on a high note? Because I feel up to this point, Scream 4 to me is the best sequel. Like it returned to form.
That's what I was gonna touch on too. Let me click something real quick. I wanted to look at something. Uh, West because between Scream 3 and this film, Wes Craven um, had some plots. If you
Yeah,
take my soul to take. Uh, Now Red Eye is it's panned, but it has a cult following. I think that it was a really interesting film. Um, but yeah, he did he had like I said a few films in between, before this one. Between that, like I said, My Soul to Take was 2010. Um,
yeah, that was
The Hills Have Eyes. Well, he wrote it. Did he direct it as well?
not the remakes.
Oh, he produced it. He produced the remake. He probably had like a writing credit maybe.
Maybe.
But either way, what I'm saying, my point is, his films in between Scream 3 and Scream 4 was hit or miss. Like
Yeah,
I never liked My Soul to Take. I always thought it was trash. Um,
I think that's one of his worst films he's ever made. Uh, I would say the worst though would have to be The Hills Have Eyes 2. That was hard. I couldn't even believe he directed it. I still don't believe he directed it. But
he directed what now?
The Hills Have Eyes 2.
He directed it.
Yeah. I can't
Oh,
I don't believe it, but he's listed as the director.
that was terrible.
I know. I
Like like
know.
like honestly, with the first Hills Have Eyes movie, they were able to capture horror
Mm-hmm.
and make it really good. It was actually a decent film. Um, very much like the remake of. It's during the same time with Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, and this was this movie, and that's funny because this was Scream 4 touches on the whole remake, the
Yeah.
reboot uh, of thing that was happening uh, in that time frame. That's what I love about Scream. In every single film, even 3, it has its own like zeitgeist of what's going on in film or in horror genre at that time and captures it, perfectly. So, like the first Scream film was about it kicked off as a slasher, but it also reinvented teen slashers and
Yeah.
started its own little thing. And then part 2 was, well, you feel like it was more a continuation of that, or was it more like sorority row, like college slashers, that
Yeah.
kind of thing?
I would say a little bit of both. It's continuing, but it's taking a cue from those type of films that take place at college. And the third one, you go to Hollywood, which is, I think, everybody's least favorite.
Yeah, it's weak. It's the weakest out of all of them, but this was like this man. We'll get into it. So we have in this film, it's about essentially Sydney Prescott comes back into town at the same time she arrives to promote her new book. Out of the darkness, Ghostface pops up and starts killing people. Um, what did you think about this? Is what I hate about the film. The only thing I hate about the film, the fake code opening.
Yeah,
I always
yeah,
hated.
yeah. I didn't like it. I didn't like it then. I don't. I don't like it now. It's the only thing I don't like. Uh,
It feels more like something that would happen in Scary Movie versus Scream, doesn't it?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Truly, but I did. I mean, I liked that Kristen Bell was in it, and
And a
whatever.
pack.
Yeah, I like they got them for it. So, but I wish they had actually been in the movie
Mm-hmm.
instead of being the opening for a stab movie. But it is what it is.
I like
I
the
think
Amy to Garden. I don't know how to say her name. Jenny Randall. She played Jenny in the actual murders that actually happened. Um, at the first murders. She was in Friday Night Lights, the show, as Coach Taylor's daughter. So it's good for me. It's really cool to see her in this. Um, I don't know if she really done anything post Friday Night Lights. I don't know. And the other girl that was in the house with her, apparently she's in Pretty Little Liars or something. I've never seen that show, so I'm not
I haven't
familiar with
either.
it. But she's, I guess, I will say this: Scream has a way of getting pretty big names to at least cameo, and so that was a pretty good one. I think the biggest one will probably be for me, Kristen Bell is
Yeah,
the biggest cameo because Veronica Mars is like one of my favorite shows of all time.
yeah. I've never seen that, but I know who she is. Yeah, right.
But
Sounds okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but
Can you hear me?
yeah, I hear you, but it just sounds like it's going in and out.
Oh, what happened is somebody was calling my phone.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, can you kind of set up the the premise of what was going on? And I appreciate that.
Well, it was just they were doing. It was like an opening for Stab. They were watching Stab 7, maybe 6, maybe it's 6 and 7. Then it cuts to you see them watching it, and Ghostface calls them. This one girl's getting stalked, and he calls her and hands the phone, and say it's for you. it wasn't. It wasn't. It felt like Scary Movie. The whole opening felt like Scary Movie to me.
Yeah,
Like it didn't do what the original Scream did, or 2, or even 3. I didn't care for these two girls. Like, okay, they killed them. Let's move on. I don't care. I cared for Drew. I cared for Omar and Jada. I definitely cared for Cotton, but I didn't care for these two. So I was glad to move on. We get to the book signing. Here comes Dewey.
yeah,
Got to shut
yeah,
things down. And what I love about this movie, though, this is the first time where I felt Dewey was important.
yeah.
Like he had a key role, and you knew he had a key role.
Dewey still always gets his butt handed to him. The only time I would say that he doesn't is in the last one that we see him in. He actually like fight. He does really good, man. But yeah, this one, Dewey seems like he didn't seem like a idiot or anything. Although uh, there's a scene. All right, so after, well, actually, we have the characters. I forget her name. I always call her the cheerleader. Hayden Panettiere,
Kirby.
uh, Kirby. Yeah, Kirby, which she's one of my favorites now. Uh, and then Jill Roberts playing Emma Roberts. No, Emma Roberts playing Jill Roberts. I'm sorry. That's kind of confusing. And then Olivia Morris. But anyway, they are in the car and they get a call from Ghostface, and they think it's just Trevor pranking them. Um, but but we also established what I love about the film is that it established Dewey as not really he's not a pushover.
Mm-mm.
Like I said, he's not an idiot. Although, like I said, at one time when he was
Yes.
interrogating the girls, and he says, she says, uh, Kirby says, I didn't get a phone call. Oh my God, am I next? Am I gonna die next? He says, no. Well, I don't know. Maybe, you know, something like that. It's just like the way he delivered it, because because he had to think back, like, wait a minute, maybe, yeah, I think someone did die because they didn't get the call. So yeah, maybe it could happen, you know.
I
But
also like it when Deputy Judy won't let Gail in, and it's like it's need to know information. It's not public. It's all over the internet, Dewey. It is. I love it. Like he has his moments of classic Dewey, but yeah, he is playing it more straight this time, and I love that he's grown. And that I think that's the important thing
I,
about these
I,
movies. The
I
characters
love,
do grow. Even
yeah,
Gail, she was
yeah.
humble to a
And I was
point.
gonna, get on that too, real quick. So, what was your thoughts on? Uh, First, also, Dewey doesn't have his limp anymore. So it's
No,
very slightly there, if anything. But he looks like he kind of returned back to form a little bit more.
yeah,
Because you couldn't have him walking around all jankety again.
no.
Um, but Gail, did you hate her the least in this movie?
I didn't hate her. I thought she was humbled. Like I hadn't seen this movie, I think, since 2011. Or no, I went back and watched it last year, but I just didn't remember her being humbled. And I think living the quiet life, her popularity's died down. She's not relevant anymore. It humbled her, and I like that. So maybe I hope she doesn't get killed in six. But I thought she did well. I thought Courtney played it really well. Someone that thought they were so full of themselves and they got humbled. I thought she played that well, and I just thought I wouldn't say I don't know. I really like the two boys, Charlie and Robbie,
Yeah,
two movie nerds.
yeah,
And if it had been me, if you're gonna go Charlie as the killer, as one of the killers, I would have had Robbie being the other one. It two obsessed fans, I wouldn't
yeah,
have did what they did. I know we'll hit on that later, but I wouldn't have done. I don't like that. The other
yeah.
killer, I didn't like the motivation.
Yeah, the also we have Alison Brie in here as Rebecca Walters. She plays uh Sydney's publicist, or,
Yeah.
or I don't know where I don't know what that career is. I guess publicist.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she has that streak that Gail Weathers had, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, but she's just like, oh man, I was good. It's good to see her. I like her, and obviously she's in Parks and Rec. Not Parks and Rec. She's in Community. She was in Community, but those that watch Glow on Netflix, she's in Glow. She's like the star of Glow. When
Oh, that's who she
before,
is. She
yeah,
looked familiar. I didn't put it together.
yeah,
Thank
that's
you for
her.
thank you for that.
No problem. But yeah, I really enjoyed seeing her in here. But we gotta first talk about the most brutal death. I think that this is the most brutal death since uh, since uh, shoot in the very first one, very first murder in the first one,
Oh,
which hers was you see the outcome was brutal, but you didn't see it. This one with the killing of Olivia,
oh.
in the closet, like he comes out the closet and starts stabbing her and killing her and
Mm-hmm.
destroying her. It was very brutal. I
Was
think I think that might have been. Do you think that that was a nod to the torture porn that was happening around that time frame, or that they experienced? Because
For
the way that
me, for me
the
personally, I don't,
mhm,
but I feel it was just saying, hey, this is what Wes is saying. We're back to form. We're sorry for Scream 3. We didn't give it our all in Scream 3. We had some drama behind the scenes in Scream 3. We're back to form here. I really do believe that was the mindset with that kill. It's like, we're back to being Scream. We're not a Scooby Doo mystery, you know. But I don't know. It could have been a little bit of both. But I took it as he's like saying, I'm back. I'm back to being
mhm,
Wes Craven. More than it's a ploy on torture porn.
yeah. Yeah, I do think that I never thought about that. What you said, it could be that Wes was saying, "I'm back. We're back." This is like we were saying before. This movie, Scream Four, is like if you could just say Scream, Scream Four, and then the next Screams to come, they'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as
Mm-hmm.
like that, I feel like this is more connected to the first one than part two and part three was. Um,
I can see that. Yeah.
yeah. I think that this one, like Emma Roberts, I love Emma Roberts in it. Like
Yeah, she was
first,
good.
you think they're setting her up to be like the next Sydney, because but
Yeah.
she didn't share a lot of screen time. Screen time, well, she wasn't the focus. Like Sydney was the focus in the film. I wish that they would have did it, but you can't do it with her because obviously the reveal. Um,
Yeah. But I also think that the way they did Scream, that we talked about this, that Sydney wasn't supposed to be the focus with the killers, with Stu and Billy. That they were supposed to kill her when they attacked her. So I don't know. But one thing I do love about this movie is that all the characters. This is the best Scream has been with character development since the first one.
yeah, I agree. Uh, yeah, I'm sorry, granddaughter. But anyway, so let's go ahead and get into some more stuff. I wanted to talk about so after that murder, and they are trying to blame Sydney as like you're like the angel of death. Death
Yeah.
follows you. I did like the introduction that we have a little bit more world building in as regards to Maureen Prescott.
Mm-hmm.
That Sydney's mother had a sister, uh, and the mother and the sister Kate Roberts said nobody ever asked me how I feel or the trauma that because you think about it, her sister's murder kicked all this off. Like nobody thinks about that, and I love that. As the death in the movie, that actually was the saddest death for me in this movie was the death of Kate, Kate Roberts. Because I was like, oh, I hate that she died, but that just shows you the levels that we're going to say it that Emma Roberts' character Jill was willing to go for
Yeah.
notoriety.
Yeah. It's you want to be famous, you're going to do anything, and that's the sad truth. And I think Wes did a great job of showcasing that in the Scream franchise. For the most part, that's Billy and Stu. They wanted, but Billy wanted revenge. But in the sequel, Mickey was it Mickey?
Yeah,
He wanted to be famous, but he wanted
let,
to blame it on the movies. But in part three, it's just the stupid brother angle.
let me ask you a quick question, because we're going to see this at the end of this movie with the reveal. But going back to Stu and Billy Loomis and Stu Martha, do you think that Billy and Stu if they had gotten away with everything, you think they would have still been the two survivors, or do you think Billy would have been the sole survivor by killing Stu? Uh,
I could see Billy because he stuck him. He stuck him hard. And this dude even said, "You cut me too deep." So I
I'm
think,
getting a little woozy here.
yeah, I think Billy's plan was to kill him too.
Okay, because
I really do.
because as far as of right now, we have yet to have a successful pair that was like, oh yeah, we're gonna survive and do this together. Like if there's more than one Ghostface, then one of you is gonna turn on the other. It's just the way it
Yeah,
goes as of right now. But yeah, I love. Um, I, but I don't know. Just there's some deaths in it. Did you notice that they had a plaque or a plaque a bust for Henry Winkler in the school?
no, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, when they're sitting at the locker talking, uh, if you look in the corner, you can barely see the side of it, but it's Henry Winkler. It's like a bust of the principal because he was a victim. So that's a good callback to the first film. Um, but the nerds, Rory, Coken, and the other guy, Eric
Robin.
Newton, Robbie,
Yeah.
uh, Robbie, and what's the other guy's name?
Charlie.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Um, I thought I thought they were really great characters. I thought that they had. I thought Robbie felt like a truly updated version of um,
Randy.
Randy. Yeah, I felt like he's truly an updated version of Randy. Um, he
Yeah.
gave me vibes.
Yeah. I loved him when he died. To me, for I guess personal reasons, biased reasons, it was the saddest death. Just being the movie fan I am, you see someone like that, and he knows he's about to die. I'm gay, if that helps. I just, there's rules here.
So he wasn't really
So,
gay. He just wanted to say, "Hey, I'm gay. If that's gonna make me live."
if that's apparently a rule, you know, I just it made me laugh, and it's making me laugh now thinking about it. How where we will go when we're facing death.
And exclusively, ladies and gentlemen, Brandon just came out as gay, just right now. So we appreciate that. Um,
uh, I'm not.
I just,
Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I'm not.
sorry. But
I had to
uh,
quote Jerry Seinfeld there. I mean,
yeah, that is. But yeah, man. What do you think about the officers? We have other than Dewey now Sheriff Dewey, uh, Sheriff Dewey. I love it. But besides him, you have Deputy House and Deputy Perkins, and then uh, Judy, Deputy Judy.
Deputy Judy. I love Deputy Judy. Um, what was her name? She was
Mary,
in.
Mary, Mary Shelton,
Yeah, she
Marley
was in.
Shelton.
She did a Scream ripoff called
That,
Valentine.
mhm.
I loved her in that. And I'm glad she got to be in this. The place a completely different type of character. She nailed. She was like a female Dewey. I was actually hoping Dewey was going to leave Gail and get with her. I mean, I always questioned because she has a kid. Did Dewey do something? Is it Dewey's?
You
Because I
did.
don't think they ever explained who the father was. So,
Um, well,
but
if it is Dewey's,
he's dead
too bad.
too.
Too bad for all of them. But anyway, because none of them. But anyway, but yeah, and then you have Anthony Anderson and Adam Brody. Anthony Anderson um, has been in the scary movie franchise, which at the point that he's in the scary movie franchise, they're trash. He's at the trash part portion. After the first two, I think it just gets in the trash. The third one was okay. It's with Charlie Sheen, and they do the science stuff. I thought it wasn't bad, but
Yeah,
it wasn't great. But
I did not. I didn't know he was in that franchise.
who Anthony Anderson?
Yeah,
Have you seen any of the scary movies?
I saw the first one, but I don't really remember anything about it.
Oh wow, we'll have to watch
other
scary.
than Oh God. Oh Lord. But I remember as far as this subgenre goes, I do remember him being part of one of the urban legend sequels. I don't remember which one, but he was in one of them. Gets
He
his
was.
neck. Yeah, he gets his neck slashed, I do believe.
Oh, so
And
he's been in two different
yeah,
places when it was a Scream rip off and parody. Um, uh, well, I would say because Scary Movie was originally a Scream rip off and parody, but the ones that he's in that doesn't even look like this at all.
yeah,
But Anthony Anderson and Adam Brody, I thought that they were some of the weakest characters in the movie. I thought they were just
yeah.
just idiots.
I liked them though, but they didn't have a lot of time. Now the joke at the end when Anthony Anderson's getting stabbed in the head, in the
And
forehead, and
F.
he's
Bruce Willis.
falling. Huh?
Did you say F. Bruce Willis?
He did, and at the time that was funny, but now it's sacrilegious almost because
Yeah.
it's the shape he's in.
But I was wondering why he said that.
I always assumed it. I don't know because they were cops and they're playing off. They were thinking they were in Die Hard. I don't really know unless Wes Craven had some issue. If it had been directed by Kevin Smith, I would understand, but it wasn't. So I don't really understand the joke
Yeah, I never understood that. But
unless it was cool at the time to make fun of Bruce Willis. But I don't. I think back then, 2011, he was still doing
still pretty.
uh, decent films. I'm not gonna say great, but he was still mainstream at least.
Uh, now the he did get, obviously Anthony Anderson's character got stabbed in the head, which that was based on uh something that Wes Craven seen on like one of those doctor shows where someone came into the ER with a knife wound in the head, and he's like,
Yeah,
"Oh, that'd be an interesting way to kill someone." And that's where Wes Craven did that. So there you
Anthony, Anthony, you're my guy. You're getting stabbed in the head.
go. Now I want to talk about this because Gail and Dewey didn't work together in this one. Essentially, they didn't share a lot of screen time together. Well, they did, but they didn't. Uh, but Gail went off on her own, and she ended up linking with the film nerd. Um,
Yeah,
Try to help solve the murder. Who the killer is. Um, and part of the a plot is that the third act would happen at a party, and the biggest party is the Sabathon, where they're gonna watch all seven films. Even part five has time travel, apparently. By the way, that's what they said. But I don't know how that works. Uh,
I hope we find out.
Maybe. And then, as we know, if by watching the one that came after this, movies after that, there's like a robot
Yeah,
ghost. And he has a flamethrower because it's no longer based off of and that's a critique on films. It's not based on the source material any longer. It's now just has to come up with their own thing, and
yeah,
so that's what happens. But uh, I want to mention this. So originally, I thought because I'm hearing something. So no, but originally I thought that the uh, Ghostface was going to be like a scarecrow Ghostface
yeah. I remember
costume
that. I remember that mask.
because I own it. I have that costume. I bought it years ago when this movie was coming out at Walmart, and that was Ghostface that year, Scarecrow Ghostface, and I still have it. The costume. That's the only Halloween costume I still actually have. Um, but yeah, um, and every year I dress up as it. 'Cause why not? But yeah, I was wondering why they decided not to go with that and to then go with just a traditional Ghostface.
I, it would have made more sense to go with that because you're changing. It's been like a decade, so you want to come back stronger, but and look different. But I don't know. I don't know why they decided to change. Um, I do remember the mascot. I saw it in stores, and I didn't buy it. I came close to buying it, but I bought the traditional one, and I even seen the action figure of I do believe it was Scarecrow Ghostface.
Do you
So
still have
I
your
think
face costume?
no, she kept it.
Oh man, gotta
I
get it
guess,
back.
or she threw it away. I don't know. I just know I don't have it. So
You can get it back. Give it to yours truly.
did you
But
already have one?
oh, I'll take another. Um,
I have a question though.
yeah.
Why do you think there's not been a black Ghostface?
This ladies and gentlemen is the cat, but
There hasn't been. It's always white people. Why? Why can't we get? Are you saying only white people are psychotic? Is that what we're saying?
are you saying hashtag Black Ghostface?
Well, it could be Latino. It could be anything. I mean, it's only been white. I was just curious about your opinions.
I don't know. Maybe because we don't have a vendetta against anybody or trying to become that famous that way. Maybe I don't know. Maybe in New York, because things can be crazy in New York. Maybe we have a Black Ghostface there.
Yeah, you do have one
No,
shooting somebody in the convenience store, so I mean, I'm just saying it's in the trailer.
I ain't seen the trailer, Brandon. I don't know.
Sorry.
Spoilers. Brandon spoils everything. But
But I honestly try not to. It's hard.
we're going to talk about Gail gets stabbed because we had the murder of Olivia, the murder of the two deputies, the Rebecca Walters. She gets stabbed and then thrown off the top of. She's stupid. She should have, for one, stay in your car. Just stay in your car. Call 911. Just little things that she could have done inside her car.
Yeah.
Clearly, her phone worked. Call. I don't know. Anyway, but she just was meant to die. Anyway, had her, and then you had Kate, the mother of Jill, and then we get to the actual final act, which is not at the party, but at a little get together at the house, which I would say this house, Kirby's house, rivals for me, uh, Stu's house as far as like atmosphere. It
Yeah.
has some atmosphere.
I agree.
Yeah.
And, at this point in time, the only one I didn't really, well, no, the only person I kind of wanted to see get killed was maybe Trevor because he's been an arse throughout the whole picture. So, but I knew what they were doing. They were setting it up like, oh, he's going to be like Billy. He's Billy, but he's not. He's
Well,
just
actually, they actually the way he's dressed is he mimics the way that the father, Sydney's father, was dressed in the first one. So
he does. He does.
So he dressed exactly identical to that, and then you see that Robbie, yeah, he's dressed like Randy, sorta like the green shirt
Yeah.
and stuff. He kind of dressed like that. Now, I will. I don't think Corey. What's his name?
Charlie?
Charlie. I don't think Charlie was really dressed like Stu at all. I think he wanted to be a Loomis, but he wasn't dressed. He's no Loomis. You're no Loomis, sir.
I actually think he wanted to be Randy, but the killer.
Yeah.
Like,
Randy was the killer.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he wasn't Randy. That was Robbie. So
Yeah.
he was just kind of lost. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know who I am. So I want to be Randy, but I also want to be Billy.
I thought that, but then like there's a reveal that it's Jill as the other Ghostface, and I love her motivation is I just want to be famous.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of my cousin who's famous. I want to be famous. It's just pretty much it.
That's
And
it.
I'm willing to do whatever to become viral and famous. And it predicted, this movie predicted the viral TikTok viral craze that is now what it is, where people want to do. If I can capture on video me doing something crazy or surviving something to become famous, then let me do that. And so it really predicted that. But yeah, but
It's
my girl Kirby took the bait. Um, but glad to see she survived. So yeah, I mean, it didn't show it that she survived, but she survived. So that plan would have worked anyway. Cause well, for Kirby, she would have said, "No, Charlie's the killer." She wouldn't even know that Jill was the killer.
no, she wouldn't have. And you really have not got her views on any of this. So I'm really, as far as the next one, the new one, I'm really curious what kind of mindset she's going to have in the movie because you don't really know how she feels about any of it.
You know what would have been cool if had this is like my own alternate ending thing. What if they really did kill Sydney and then her plan worked and she survived, and that's the end of the movie. And then the sequel, they said the sequel was gonna be uh Jill going off to college, kind of like
Yeah,
two, but there's a new Ghostface that's actually following her that knows what she did, essentially. And so she's really being inspired by real Ghostface. Um, but I thought it would be kind of cool if we also see that Kirby survived, and Kirby is ultimately the true final girl. Like maybe I don't know. Um, because let me say this: I love Jill. I thought Jill was great. I
yeah.
thought she was just as twisted and sadistic as both Loomis and Stu. Just like she's just
What she
mean.
put herself through at the end of that movie was complete insanity.
You know
It
what it
was great
reminded me.
though. It was great.
It reminded me of that scene in Liar Liar when Jill says like,
Oh yeah.
man, do you mind? But yeah, that's what I got from that. I thought that was really like like you said, it's just like it was so entertaining to watch what she was putting herself through. You're like, oh
Yeah.
my goodness, I can't look away, you know. And then like when Stewie said, oh, she survived, she's in ICU, it's touch and go right now. She's like, really? Her whole demeanor just changed.
And you know
Uh,
what? If it had been me, if you're keeping all that, that's probably where I would have ended the movie, not killed Jill. You know,
yeah,
I we need to see a Ghostface survive.
yeah, that
uh,
would have been. Yeah, I agree with you, man. That would have been really cool if had that been the ending right then and there.
yeah,
That also we didn't mention this for those that haven't seen the movie for some reason. Uh, Jill kills Charlie because it's never going to be about you two. She wanted to be the sole survivor of this one, and she
yeah.
also shoots her boyfriend in the pee. Yeah, and then in the head, in both heads.
Which Dewey would eventually saw that and be like, it doesn't make sense for Charlie to shoot him there. Why shoot him there then the head? I mean,
Yeah, it seems
any
personal.
good
Yeah,
any good cop would say, there's something it just doesn't make sense. Let's do a little bit more investigating. So I don't think she would have gotten away with it.
Maybe not in Woodsboro. Maybe had Gail investigated it, she would have found that out. Because, like, they'll say that, oh, that's on purpose. You purposely shot him dead. Like, you was mad at that. You know. But
Yeah,
yeah. But, no, I agree with you, though. If they would have ended it right there with her realizing that Sydney's still alive in the ICU, that would have been great. And then, like, just the end of it.
yeah,
Oh, wow. But, no, we had her go and try to kill Sydney, but then also she let it slip that her and Gail has matching wounds,
yeah,
uh, but stab wounds. But yeah, she gets electrocuted in the face, and then Sydney says, "Don't mess with the original." But that's like the edited version.
it was a great line though.
Yeah.
It's my favorite line from Sydney Prescott throughout all the movies. I
Mm-hmm.
know that was Wes Craven taking a shot at people remaking his movies.
Yeah, it has to be. Uh, yeah, and in the end, it just ends on a shot of dead Jill. Now, it'd be cool if we find out that Jill didn't really die, that she just was, but she got shot in the chest, so she's dead.
Yeah,
Um,
and she did come back from that. She got shot in the chest,
yeah,
and Sydney kind of laid there with her, which
yeah,
I don't know. Those last two movies, 3 and 4, how she acted towards the end just didn't make sense to me. You know,
mm-hmm.
holding her brother's hand and kind of laying there with her. Like, I understood it more with the fourth one, but really, no, I really don't, because she really has no connection. She doesn't really
Yeah,
know her cousin, so it's like they're trying to force a bond like
yeah,
Michael had with Lori, and it just isn't there.
yeah. I thought that though, but there were ultimately, uh, I thought that the film was great.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it.
You ready to give your markouts or anything else you want to mention?
Um, ah, no, I think we've covered pretty much everything.
Yeah. All right. So I'll go first. I'm going to give it 5.
Five.
Markouts at 5. I loved it. I had a great time with it. The weakest part to me in the movie was just the very beginning with the cold open stuff. The fake out stuff was just it was I got over I was over it, you know. But I actually loved the movie in itself. I thought Ghostface was really great, and the reveal of who it is. Um, it was a really good twist with it being Jill. And to me, when I first seen it, I didn't see that coming. I was like, oh, okay, I didn't see it coming.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I didn't see Jill coming, but I did see Charlie. I
mhm,
always usually get one of the killers right, but I just thought it would have been perfect if it had been Robbie and Charlie. The two movie obsessioned, guys that I don't know, but yeah, 5 for me as well. At this point, I feel like it's been the best sequel, and it's more connected, as you said, to the original than any
mhm,
of the other films came prior. So, um, and I honestly do believe this was the perfect opportunity for them to kill Sydney.
mhm.
This one felt like it was time.
I thought that's what when I first seen it. That's what I thought was happening when she gets stabbed and then she gets stabbed again. I'm like, oh, they're doing this. They're killing Sydney. And then like I was like, okay, um, I would have been okay with that. Um, now at this point, I guess they missed that opportunity. Honestly, I think
Yeah, I think it was the
that
perfect opportunity.
Sydney's gone and she's off, but she's living her life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, there's always a chance she comes back, but it's. I think Scream has moved past Sydney. Yeah, so it
yeah,
won't.
yeah. I
It's
agree
not
with
like it's not like Jamie coming back to Halloween. You know, even though she didn't die, I felt she should have. But even though she didn't, it's Nev's not Jamie. I don't feel Sydney is Laurie Strode. She's not to that level.
you. Okay. Well, all right. Well, next week we will be doing Scream 5. Uh, and Brandon, what is it that you want people to do?
Well, if you enjoyed this episode and would like to see us more, click that like button, click that share button, and click that subscribe button. We hope you enjoyed this episode and continue to follow us in the future.
All right. In the meantime, and in between time, Aaron Whitlow,
Brandon Spivey.
we are the Market Movie Podcast. Thank you for marking out with us. Have a great weekend. And if you're here in Kentucky, stay safe and shelter in place. Just be safe.
Yeah. Stay safe.